Ooh, a new video from the Iced Coffee Hour, and it has NOAH KAGAN. Awesome! I'm gonna love this one.
And it was just showing mock-ups, talking about Facebook, like what do you want to work on? It was just like, hey, you're gonna be a product manager. Still don't know what that means. We have a few at AppSumo. Yeah. I'm like, what do you guys do here? But they're great.
Wait, what? So a couple of weeks ago, I was just going through YouTube as I typically do on the evenings, and I bumped into this video in the Iced Coffee Hour channel that they were interviewing NOAH KAGAN. I obviously love the Iced Coffee Hour. I love to hear about self-finance, and I think that Graham and the guys there are doing a great job in that channel. And I really like the idea of hearing this bouncing back of the conversations between the host of the show and also the people that are invited to the show. Really, really interesting. They go into many different topics, not just about self-finance. And also NOAH KAGAN is an awesome guy. I think that he has a really, really interesting channel. He has been working in many tech companies. He was one of the first employees in Facebook and also has been working in other companies like Intel. Plus, he's also the founder of AppSumo. I will link below all his channel and also his website so you can go and check it out. But when watching the video, at some point around the minute 13, he talks about that he was hired to be a product manager. He says that he has no idea what a product manager is. And even now, when he's in AppSumo, he still doesn't know. So in this video, I want to give my opinion on those comments. And Noah, if you happen to be watching, I would love to have a one-to-one talk and talk more about what product management is. Hey, you can always dream. Hey, I'm Juan Rodriguez. I'm a product director at a tech company in Finland. I have been working in tech companies for 20 years now, and I want to share my experiences with you. So first of all, I would just want to get this out of the way. I am not here to give any hate or say anything wrong about Noah. I think that he knows really well what he's doing, except maybe his sentimental life that doesn't seem to be in the right place, but different story when it comes to work, when it comes to what he's doing in the world of software, of tech companies, what he has done in the past. I think it's an awesome career what he has, and he's younger than me. I would love to have that kind of career in my background or in my CV. So I have two potential theories about what's going on with this comment of Noah of that he doesn't understand what product management is and why it's needed. What the product managers actually do there. And he actually says it in a nice way that he's kind of acknowledges that the people that are doing product management in the company seems to be doing something right. But it's still a kind of a strange comment about product management, not understanding what product management is. First one is the kind of maybe obvious one is that he might just know what a product management is, and he's just joking around that he might not know it. But in reality, he knows and he understands it pretty well. He just wants to maybe a little bit downplay the role that he was initially hired of what he was going to be doing in Facebook. But I don't know if that's a possibility. In case it's not, I have my second theory, obviously, is that maybe he doesn't know what a product manager is. So Noah, if you happen to be watching, I'm going to give you a quick crash course of what product management is and why it's important to have people doing product management in your company. So what product management is, first of all. Product management consists of understanding what the user's problems are and how can you create solutions for a large amount of users that will help you create a product and a business around it. And although you could say that this is a very obvious thing and something that many times founders are doing, which is true, is not something that when you start scaling up companies is always taken attention properly. And you could argue how successfully some founders are doing product management or not in their own. So this means that in practice, what product managers had to do is establish a vision and a strategy for the product, what the product is going to serve, what problems it's solving, and how it's solving them, what is the kind of design of the product, and what are the strategies that are going to help us achieve that goal. So you say in your video, you talk about the focus, that there was the high focus in Facebook of just focusing on just one specific key metric. That's basically your strategy. That is the key area that we need to improve in the company. And everybody is basically laser focused on that area. As well, product managers have to understand who are the users of the product, what type of customers are they, and what kind of needs they have, if they have different needs between different customer groups. And many times the product manager is referred as the mini CEO of the product. Of course, if you are a founder of a startup and a small company at that point, you probably are already the product manager because you are the one that has defined what the product is. And I'm talking about things that you probably already know. Product managers also need to be very analytical in order to be able to make the decisions of what new features need to be implemented in the product. And obviously, talking about features is not great, but what new value are we going to add to the product that's going to benefit our users? So probably everything that I said to this point is very obvious and very logical to everybody out there. So actually, why do we need a product managers? And now that I think more and more about what you said in the show, it kind of makes more and more sense in a way, because the things that the product manager has to do are really obvious. Keeping a strategy, keeping focus, being able to understand our customers, being able to analyze the metrics that we have, always make sure that we are solving the problems of our customers. It is very obvious. But the reality is that when you work in a company, especially when you work in a company of a relatively big size, there's a lot of people, which means that most of the people, what they're going to be is that they're going to start to forget about the overall archer vision of the product or the company, and they might start to narrow down the vision to their own tasks. And this on itself might be a problem. It can happen to anybody. It can happen to product managers for a study. It can happen for software engineers or software designers, where they just start focusing on building, for example, the design of a certain UI components, but not necessarily looking at how this ties up with the whole experience. And yes, product designers, of course, should be looking into that. Same goes for software engineers. They shouldn't just concentrate on the perfect technical implementation of something, but also how can you build something relatively quick, test those ideas, validate with the users, and actually go out there and take it out to the world and really see that this is getting traction, see that this is something that is needed by the users, and not always focusing on building the perfect product. And I think that this is why product managers are important. Product managers are there to help keep focus, so people are always striving to set that KPI that you mentioned in Facebook, for example, where you actually only want to focus on growing the number of users. I only want to focus on that. If something gets me closer to that KPI, go do it. If something doesn't get me close to that KPI, drop it. So product managers had to be ruthless when it comes to prioritize what kind of work needs to be done within the product. And product managers also had to help the rest of the company, the rest of the team, understanding what is the goal, the vision of what they're building. And I'm not saying that the product managers work in their own bubble. Obviously, product managers had to work with the rest of the company from the point of view that they had to align with whatever is the strategy and the vision of the overall company. So product managers don't have to have the great ideas necessarily. Sometimes they will. Sometimes it will be somebody from engineers. Sometimes it's going to be somebody from the customer side. Product managers, what they had to be is like they had to be great curators of ideas and understand which ones are the ones that are going to take me closer to that goal and which ones won't. And that's what product managers, in theory, should do. Hey, if you're one of the few people that are still watching at this point of the video, what do you think about this type of content where I react to some other video that I might have been watching in YouTube, who knows where, or news out there? What do you think about it? Do you think that I should do more? Do you enjoy it? Or should I just stick about talking product management and don't try anything new? Please comment below and let me know. If you also enjoyed the video, please give it a like. It will help a lot the YouTube algorithm to push this content to other people that might be interested in the same type of videos. And of course, it's going to help a lot the channel. All in all, I think that NOAH in a way raised a little bit of a controversial topic, but actually when I started to investigate it, when I started to look around it, what it was, what it means in practice, I actually think that in a way, it's not a completely invalid question. There's many people that don't understand the role of a product manager, and that's something that probably as product managers, product people, we see every now and then, that people don't understand within the company. Why on earth do you need to have somebody to actually decide what to do? Because we all know what to do, because we all know our customers. We are, everybody in the company probably can tell you what to put in the product. Why do you have to have that person or that group of people that had to be able to make that decision of what actually goes in the product? In a way, it makes me think about this. What is designed by committee? Design by committee usually doesn't end up with the best results. Unfortunately, in these cases, in a way, democracy doesn't quite work. You actually have to be very critical of what you are going to put there in your product. So if for whatever reason you don't know NOAH KAGAN or you don't know the Iced Coffee Hour channel, I will link them below. They are really awesome, both of them, and I would definitely encourage you to go and subscribe. I don't think that Noah, neither Graham are going to notice the bump of subscribers because they are doing really well on their own. But I think that if you don't happen to know, I definitely encourage you to go and check them out because they are super interesting channels. Yeah, and just in case that for whatever chance, Noah, you're watching this video and you're still here and you didn't get bored in the very beginning of the video, I will have one question for you. If you are the CEO and founder of AppSumo and you have people in your company who are the product managers who you don't know what they are doing, but you say that is cool, why do you have them in the company? Do you know if they're bringing value to get to that goal that you were talking earlier? Just kidding. So reacting to this video made me think more about the product manager's role of bringing focus within the team, within the company to actually achieve those goals that you want to achieve. If you want to hear more about how to bring focus within your team, within your company, go check out this video. If you're not subscribed to the channel, you know what to do down there. Uncle Juan loves you and I'll see you up there. Pew pew! I will see you in the next one and remember, stay safe.